When you set the teeth, it allows the saw to cut a wider pocket or kerf that lets the blade slip down through so that you don't end up with drag on the sides of the blade. Contrary to popular belief, the teeth on a saw only need to be set about 5/1000ths over. So if we go much more than that, we're really damaging the saw by making the tooth bent further out and changing the angles on everything. We're going to use this dial indicator in the stand to check the set on the teeth. This is more precision than what you normally need, but I've got one and I'm going to use it. We zero the indicator out on the saw plate itself. Turn that dial till it lines up. And there we go. Lock it down. I go out here. 5/1000ths to the plus. Next tooth over, 5/1000ths minus. 5/1000ths plus, 5/1000ths minus. That tells me that there's no need to set this saw further. We now have a sharp saw with the saw teeth set. The only thing I'm going to do take a piece of fine sandpaper. This is 150 grit. Pretty worn, but still 150 grit. And I'm going to go along and just knock the burr off the edge. Same on both sides. To verify that the saw is good and sharp, we're going to do a cut to this 2x4. Start your cut by drawing back. Just to get a groove started. Then forward we go. Nice straight cut. Another thing we could do to the saw, you can see how it's rubbing on the sides. We didn't clean this saw up any because I wanted to show you what it would look like when it came right out of the barn before I did anything to it. I can take a scraper like this one. And clean the rust off the blade. And there we can see that this is a highest quality Craftsman handmade full tapered round saw blade. Sides so they match. Take this little piece of candle wax and rub it across the blade. Doesn't need much, it'll spread itself around. Do the same on both sides. Now we'll flip the 2x4 over so we've got a fresh start on a clean piece. Do the same again. Pull back, pull back, pull back. There we go. That worked pretty good. Now say that the saw set hadn't been right. I would have taken this little piece of equipment here, which is designed to bend the teeth on the saw. I would set it over the blade. I'm not going to actually do this because this saw has already been set and I don't want to mess it up. And I would squeeze the handle of the saw together. This happens to be a Dunlop 2880 saw set. Very inexpensive. I think I paid $2 for it. And I would gently squeeze the blade between the little anvil and the plunger and bend that tooth. Not much. Remember, we only need about 5 thousandths. Anything more than that, all you're doing is making the saw blade cut a wider curve. That means I'm taking more wood out. Means I have to push harder because I'm cutting harder. And all I'm doing is wasting wood and making more sawdust. sharp rip saw. Still needs a little cleanup. Handle could be cleaned up. Polish the little screws. Polish the medallion on it so that it says warranted superior in easily read English. And what you'd end up with is a saw that looks like this one. This one's fully cleaned. It's been sharpened as a crosscut though. Doesn't cut quite as well on grip, but it'll do it. And I'll show you how to do that next week. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click like